everyone, and welcome to the 6 Degrees of Feature Film podcast. I am Indiana Jones, also known as Brienne, also known as Miss Movies.
And I am Stacy Howard. Can I just point out someone said hook 'em horns in there? No. Giga Maggies. Okay.
Well, the reason they're saying Hook 'em Horns is what? Just
Why?
because that's their team,
Maybe.
I guess.
I don't know. I don't like it though.
I'll
But
say
hey,
fight on.
I like our guest today.
I do too. It's Jenn Sterger.
Yay!
Welcome. Thank you for coming to my house.
No problem.
You've been
It
here a
is
few
so
times.
early, guys.
Yeah.
This is actually the latest I've been at your
That's
house.
true, because you were at my house at
So I should
3 a.m.
not be
once.
complaining right now.
Which reminds me, I have another photo shoot coming up that I'm going to have to
Oh,
see
Jesus.
if you can help me with.
We can do that.
Because Jen helps me with
I'm
things
excited
because
about that.
my life is a mess. And
No,
so then
it's
I call
not.
her and I say, hey, can you help me?
No, you know what it is? You like the finer things in life, and that includes being pampered every once in a while.
That's true.
And with your
Fancy
busy
things.
schedule, you deserve it. Okay?
Oh, well, thanks.
That's how you need to look at it.
All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never watched this show or listened to this show, this is how it works. This is 6 Degrees of Future Film. Hey, hi. How are you doing?
Hey guys.
What we're going to do is we're going to take one film and show how 6 other films link up to it in some random way, shape, or form. But before we do that, let's get to know Jen a little bit better.
Oh, God.
Tell us about yourself, Jen.
What are your
It's
hopes
always
and
so
dreams?
weird. My
I
hopes
know.
and dreams. I think they're
Yes.
like everyone else is out here in Hollywood. No, I've been doing stand up now for about 3 years. I'm doing a lot of stuff in the comedy world.
Mhm.
I started out in sports broadcasting and then kind of navigated over into entertainment announcing.
Nice.
And now I was like, let me try something that's way easier for women to do and do stand up. So
no
it's-
challenges there.
no, not at all. And it's been great. It's been a lot of fun.
Mhm.
It's definitely taught me a lot about comedic timing. And it's really improved my writing because I've
I
just
like it.
learned how to be more efficient with my words and how to properly format a joke. Like it's different. There's a difference between someone being funny and someone understanding like how to create a well-crafted joke and not
Right.
just like throwing. Am I allowed to cuss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
fuck
throwing
yeah.
shit against a wall and seeing what sticks, you know? So it's been a lot of fun. And then we have a lot of mutual friends.
We do.
There's Danny, there's Johnny. I mean, Hal. I mean, I can go through a whole list of people that we know.
Right.
And that's I think how I ended up in your living room.
I think it was you ended up in my living room because of probably Danny Fernandez because I was going to be
You're like,
I was
"Let's
looking
do
for a
photo
makeup
shoot."
person.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she said, you should call Jen. She does really great work. And I was like, I will call Jen.
Cool.
And that's how
I
this
do
is
really
how this
great
all
work,
came to be.
except on myself this early in the morning.
All
They're
right.
like, Brienne, don't let her touch your face ever again.
Well, let's get into she did not touch my face this morning. That's why it doesn't look as good. So that's how that
Whatever.
works.
Great. Now,
That's how that works.
More importantly, are my eyebrows on point? Is my makeup
Yes.
okay?
Good.
Okay,
Good.
good.
Yes,
I did it
on fleek.
myself this morning,
Good.
very quickly in my vanity
Excellent.
while I drove over.
And
here
now
for
we
an
will
hour and a half.
critique Ben.
Ben.
I did my makeup too.
Okay,
It was a
great.
lot
Great.
of work.
Ben, get with
Yeah.
it.
Cheeks are very high today. Little shine on the nose. It's fine though.
Mhm.
It's fine. Don't touch
You know what? I'm learning.
it. Okay.
All right.
All right. That's
Thanks,
okay,
Ben.
As long as you're learning and growing as a person. Hey, we're talking about movies.
We are.
today.
Our feature film today is actually our poster. What do you know? We have a poster behind us.
What?
So it is
Craziness.
Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade.
Aw.
So exciting. I do love this poster. I don't remember where I got it. Probably
It's
just
dope.
the internet.
I love it.
It's
Just the
super
internet.
cute.
But yeah, I would love to get a better camera where it could like actually show what it looks like aside from being like a blur behind there. But
Yeah.
whatever. That's
It's
how it
cute.
works. That's how life
can see.
works. So this came out
Yeah,
May
I thought-
24th, 1989. And this is the third of the Indiana Jones series. When Dr. Henry Jones Sr. suddenly goes missing while pursuing the Holy Grail, eminent archaeologist Indiana Jones must follow in his father's footsteps and stop the Nazis, as one must do.
And we're still
time
trying
to
to
time.
stop the Nazis today.
Always.
Still trying. We still
Punch
got
a
It's
Nazi
a
in the-
never-ending
it's punch a Nazi in the
cycle.
face day.
Directed by Steven Spielberg and written by Jeffrey Boehm, who did the screenplay, as well as George Lucas, who constructed the story. Starring Harrison Ford,
God, he's
Sean
so hot. Is
Connery.
that weird?
Oh, really? No, he's great. He's
Okay.
cute. That gray bush.
like
Minty.
in this movie. Yes. Oh, guess what? You can watch this on if you have Amazon Prime. You can watch this for $0. So
Nice.
congratulations
Can I
to
borrow your
those.
Amazon Prime account?
Sure.
Thanks.
Sure.
But I remember when this movie, well, not when this movie came out necessarily, but I remember when I first watched this movie, and
Mhm.
it's because I got it for Christmas that year.
Oh. fun.
And my parents were notorious for letting me watch stuff before I was supposed to.
Right? Like
So I was-
Stacy's.
Mine too.
Oh my god! I'm like, can you imagine quoting Stripes at daycare? And they're like, why are you getting in trouble? I don't know. But yeah, I remember watching this movie when it came out, and like the snake scene still terrified me when he
Mhm.
fell through the top of the rail car,
Mm.
and just the random things that would scare a child, like at the end.
Right.
Spoilers.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and the disintegrating body.
Yeah, exactly.
The melting flesh.
The disintegrating body was the 80s 90s version of the giant butthole in the sky that every character fights
Ooh.
nowadays. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
Like back then it was like, let's just disintegrate the villain, and now it's like, let's put a giant butthole in the sky and have like the bad guys come out of it or have to go up into it. So
With
it's
the beam of light just going
Exactly.
right into the anus.
oh.
Mhm.
Anyways, sorry, I
For
digress.
I know. I love it. I love
This
it.
is my favorite Indiana Jones film.
For
Of
sure.
the three,
This might be
one
my
is
favorite. It's because Sean Connery.
Yeah.
I mean, and then you
So
learn
great.
where the name Indiana comes from,
Mhm.
and I
And
think
the dog Indiana. That was a good accent. That was really good.
I
yeah.
like her. Allison Duty, I think her name is.
Her name's Allison
That's
Doody.
unfortunate, by the way. Sorry, I don't think it's
Make it-
Dottie.
Make it all the way to the big time, and your last name's Duty.
You
Yeah.
think you would maybe take a stage name,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
no, you do you, Allison. That's all I can say.
Or like Allison Dodd. Just like change a
Dodd,
little bit.
yeah.
That'd be cute. That's a cute little name to remember.
But
Yeah.
Duty's just so funny.
This won an Oscar for Best Sound Effects and was also nominated for Best Sound and Best Music for John Williams.
I mean, John Williams, pretty much anything he touches.
It's true. I mean, is there anything he's not nominated for? I think it would be more of like an interesting list to see what he has not been
They
nominated
should make
for.
John Williams do the soundtrack for every movie, like every really shitty movie.
Yeah.
They're like, what will make
Mm.
this better? John Williams. At least we'll get one Oscar nom.
Yeah.
Everything else will be like, God, that movie
I
was
wanna
such
see-
a piece of
I
crap.
really
And then
like
it's
Nicholas
like-
Sparks movie. It's just got
Yeah.
John Williams' beautiful score in the background.
Nicholas Sparks movies aren't that bad. Well, most of
The
them
later
are.
ones.
You're right. The later ones are
really
getting a
bad.
little
Life
crazy.
of Rodanthe is
It's
good,
because he was
Notebook's
going through his
good.
divorce.
I know.
I mean,
I know.
couldn't
The
handle all
later
the
ones are some
romance
shit,
anymore.
you guys.
But I think it would be interesting to see John Williams, all John Williams nominated. Like John Williams for this.
John
this,
Williams
this,
versus
this, this.
himself.
Yes, it's
Yeah.
just all him.
Yeah, it's like
Can we have that
They're
happen?
like, why is
please?
anyone else trying?
No one else.
This was made for 55.4 million and made 474.2 million at the box office. Probably still makes
Oh, yeah.
money, I'm
Oh,
sure.
for sure.
Although it is
100.
$0 on Prime if you have it. So
Mhm. I would go see a screening of this. I'd pay like $20 for a screening of this on big because I missed it. It came out a year before I was born. There's no way I could.
Yeah.
$20. Good
Seen
lord,
it
that's a lot of money.
That's how much I like it, though. That's how much
Mhm.
I like it.
Oh.
that's great.
Oh, I found some fun trivia about this.
Yes,
movie,
tell us.
actually. So Sean, because it was so hot in the what's the giant balloon thing they're in? The hot air thing.
A hot air balloon?
A blimp?
The blimp.
A
or whatever.
Zeppelin?
The Zeppelin. That thing.
Okay.
It's
That
a
fucking
blimp.
thing. Because it was so hot in there during shooting, they didn't wear pants. So Harrison Ford and Sean Connery are just
I
like
can get into
chilling
this. I'm not wearing them right now.
in their whitey shirt. None of us are right now. Ben is, but none of us are. Just chilling in their whitey tighties. I like that. I like that image. That's James Bond and Indiana Jones, just with it all out.
Indiana
Just
Jones,
sitting.
baby, but I'm not sure that I want to see like Sean Connery and his tidy whities at this point.
You don't want to
his
see his
lifetime.
old balls just kind of like peeking out.
I've
a
seen
little
enough
bit?
old
Oh,
balls
okay.
for my lifetime.
This is Hollywood, by the way. Yeah, that was. I found that.
1,000 points to whoever got that reference.
Yeah.
So I have something that I liked from the trivia, which was Steven Spielberg went on record to say that he made this movie for two reasons. One was to fulfill the 3-picture obligation of his contract with George Lucas, and the other was to atone for criticism that he received for the previous installment, Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom.
Mm.
The Temple of Doom is not my favorite one, although it's better than the fourth.
Yeah.
That's true.
Because if we're going to
Everything's better than
include the
Kingdom of
fourth,
Crystal Skull.
I don't acknowledge the fourth.
yeah, the fourth is. Don't turn on your mic, Ben. The fourth is not.
Ben's like,
Excuse me, ladies.
The fourth should not be considered in this trilogy of greatness. But apparently, in the timeline, Temple of Doom technically comes first
Yes.
in the timeline of events, and followed by Raiders, followed by The Last Crusade, followed by that shit. That is the fourth.
I think you're always gonna remember what your first Indiana Jones, like your first
Mhm.
exposure to Indiana Jones was, and I think that
Right.
that's why I remember this one so well.
Okay, because it was your first one.
Yeah. Well, I think actually I take that back. I did watch a little bit of Temple,
Okay.
but I was at daycare.
Okay. Once again.
Again.
back at daycare.
Florida childcare is just fantastic.
Like everything else.
But yeah, exactly. So yeah, I they lost me when they like ripped the heart out. And I was like,
okay.
oh my
It was
god.
like, boom, boom.
I had nightmares for weeks. Yeah.
I saw this in order of Raiders of the Lost Ark, Last Crusade, and then Temple of Doom later. Probably because my parents were like, there's
The
kind of scary
only-
images in the second one. And that was one of the reasons why we had to switch to PG-13.
Yeah.
Because it was a PG film. And then they were like, no, this is not okay for children.
Just because you didn't show boobies doesn't mean
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
okay for kids.
So then they had to reevaluate the system of the MPAA, and then Red Dawn was the first one that came out as a PG-13 film.
Oh.
There you go.
The
A little
OG,
bit of
The OG
history.
Red Dawn.
The original, yes. Not the
OG
one with
child
our Thor friend.
No,
No,
not that.
no,
Not
that
that
one,
remake.
no.
No.
All right. Anything else we would like to say about Indiana Jones? River Phoenix, rest in peace. I do love you as
Oh,
young
yeah.
Indiana.
Mhm.
And I'm
He did a
sad
great
that
job.
I'm sad that you are no longer with
Yeah.
us.
Yep. And I
Here.
recently went to Israel,
Mhm.
and I didn't realize that the place that they shot the end of this movie
Mhm.
is in Jordan.
Yeah.
And so they were
Hmm.
taking us around to like all of these different like they're like, oh, we're gonna climb Masada, we're gonna do this, and I was like, can we just go to the end of the Last Crusade?
They were
It's really they're like, that's a
totally
2-day
different
journey
country.
through the desert. I'm like, that's fine.
Whoa.
They're like, it
Totally
requires
doable.
camels. I'm like, totally cool. We got this.
Yeah. Camels have
camping?
water.
Did you
Which
do
drives
it?
No.
Okay.
If I go back though, I'm totally doing it.
You have to have camping
Is that where
gear
you like
then.
sleep in the? What's the place where you can, like,
Bedouins?
yeah, where you can like sleep in the Rock Mountains or whatever.
There's like little cities like along the way that are like
Mhm.
rest stops, but
Mm.
they're
Do
like
that.
tents and gypsies.
Oh,
It's very
okay.
interesting.
Oh,
Oh, okay. Okay, cool. They bred 2,000 rats for this movie.
I saw that.
Yeah.
because
'Cause
they,
they
didn't
had
want
to
real
breed them?
rats.
Yeah, because they have like fucking
Yeah.
diseases or whatever, or like I don't know, chlamydia or something.
They
So you
didn't
gotta,
want
like,
You
anyone.
can't just STD or
They
STD
didn't
test
want to
your rats?
vaccinate them. They thought it would be
Vaccinate
easier
them,
to just breed them
'cause they'll get
themselves.
autism.
So gross, but oh well. What? Back it up a second.
Don't vaccinate your kids, guys. Jenny
Or
McCarthy
your
said
rats.
So. Or your
Mhm.
rats. No.
Mm-hmm. Great.
All right, cool.
Let's
Last
move it on.
Crusade. Yeah, sure.
So we're gonna move it to we're gonna link Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade to movies with a blonde female lead, or we could say blonde female supporting
yeah.
lead, like whoever's
Female
kind of like
something.
blonde, because that's all I could come up with.
Mhm.
Because as people know, I ask the guests to give us movies, and then I try to figure out how they're gonna link
Yeah.
together, and this is what I came up with,
Okay.
guys. So linking from Allison Doody to some other people.
You said duty.
Let's start with Dick Tracy, which came out June 15th, 1990. The comic strip detective finds his life vastly complicated when breathless Mahoney makes advances towards him while he is trying to battle Big Boy Caprice's united mob. Directed by Warren Beatty, written by Chester Gould, who did the characters Jim Cash and Jack Epps Jr. Yeah, I liked this movie when it came out. I feel like I was 9 or 10. It was just kind of like the right age to see this.
Yeah.
Because it's like fun, but also a little bit intense at times.
Mhm.
But it's
And-
also a little cheesy.
Yes.
But like the good kind of cheese, like nostalgic
Mhm.
cheesy.
It's like 40s cheesy. Like, what are you doing, Jeans? Or whatever.
This stars Warren Beatty, Charlie Corozmo.
Yeah,
I have
close
no
enough.
idea. Glenn Headley, Paul Sorvino, Kathy Bates, Madonna, Al Pacino,
God,
Dustin
this
Hoffman,
movie
Dick
had
Van
everyone.
Dyke,
Mandy Patinkin.
James Caan.
You don't realize how many people were in this movie until you like watch it back and you're like, oh my
Oh, yeah.
God, they had
Yeah.
everyone, even like in little tiny supporting roles.
Mhm.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, Kathy Bates. When I saw that on here, I was like, she was in this film. I don't even remember her in
I
this
think I
film.
realized who she was. I watched
Who was
this
she?
like
I
2
don't
days
know.
ago.
I'm gonna have to rewatch it and find out.
I caught it recently, like
Mhm.
late at night in like one of my
Mhm.
insomnia binges, and I was like, oh my God, I haven't seen this in forever.
This won 3 Oscars, guys. 3.
Not for best acting.
No, not acting. Best art and set
I can see
direction.
that.
Best makeup, which doesn't really hold up now.
What?
Like it doesn't. If you
In
watch it, you'd be like,
HD.
Oh, in
oh,
HD. Well, Cameron Diaz's
Yeah.
face doesn't hold up in HD anymore, so I don't.
That's true.
Like,
like
that's
the
such a
guy with the
flawed
little
argument.
face, like that was the hardest thing to do with the little face, and I was just like, no, like now like it could be much better now,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
if it were
Yeah.
updated.
Gosh,
Original
man, wrecking my
song,
dreams.
best original song for Sooner or Later.
Yeah.
And which I sang at my senior year of high school, by Stephen Sondheim. It was also nominated. Also nominated for Best Supporting Actor for Pacino, costume, sound, and cinematography. So this is like one of the most nominated comic book movies above The Dark Knight,
Whoa.
Wow.
which
There
is
you go.
crazy.
One more nomination.
Or at least it one more. It
Oh.
has one more Oscars than The Dark Knight. One of those two is correct. I don't know which one. Oh, wait, here we go. The movie based on a comic book with the most Academy Award wins.
There you go.
Most of them are technical, and then The Dark Knight had 2 wins. So there
So-
it is. Madonna, I consider her the blonde female lead
You know,
in
I
this
think,
film.
I think
and
she
or
was
supporting.
pretty good in this film.
She
Honestly,
was.
for Madonna, if you've seen anything else Madonna has done,
Mhm.
with the exception of League of Their Own,
Mhm.
No, she was great in that.
Yeah, she was
was
great.
I've
in that.
never
really good. I
seen
love her in
Desperately
Madonna.
Seeking Susan, but I've heard
Oh, I
that is
liked that
also
movie.
good.
Yeah. But I mean, I honestly liked that one. So yeah, she was fantastic in that. God, she was hot back then.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
hot. In like a
This was like her Truth or Dare days,
yeah.
which everyone should watch. But Danny Elfman was hired to compose the score and
Also fantastic.
decided he was not going to work with Warren Beatty because he worked with him before and was like, Warren's insane. Or he did do it, but he was like, Warren is insane. I'm never working with him again, or something like that.
Every
So I
person
thought
said that about him.
people do not, he's not easy to work with, I guess.
And wasn't it Gene Hackman who worked?
Yeah,
with him
Gene
on
Hackman was
Webs?
like,
Fuck that. No.
Yeah, because he was supposed to be lips
Mhm.
manless.
I like all
Or
the
whatever
names.
that name.
Yeah.
Lips
Lips,
manless.
shoulders, like everyone's name is really crazy. in
Pick your
this.
most outstanding body part.
Mm.
That's what we're gonna name you.
And
Mumbles, I
Macaulay
love Mumbles.
Culkin was supposed to be the young kid, but then decided like
They were like,
I'm
let's
gonna
go
do
sadder.
Home
Let's go
Alone."
ginger.
Yeah. Ginger, and it's the kid from Hook.
Yes,
That kid.
and Can't Hardly Wait when he got older.
Oh, that's right.
Oh my gosh.
Yes,
That's right. Oh
Yeah.
my god. With the band. Oh, I forgot about it. Yes.
yes.
Can't really wait.
And then now he's
Bit.
like a famous lawyer or something. Well, I don't
Yeah,
know
he's
about
like a
famous,
Hollywood
but he's
lawyer.
like a lawyer.
Mhm.
That's always like where a lot of the 80s kids went.
Yeah,
Yeah.
either
You know who-
carpentry, being
Yeah.
a lawyer, or being a
Carpentry,
firefighter.
rehab,
Yeah.
or a lawyer.
Good for him.
or all
Good for him.
three.
Like Chunk from Goonies is also a lawyer.
He was
Nice.
like I feel like at Berkeley he was the president of the student union at Berkeley.
Naturally.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Nice. He's a
Someone
little
fact checked me
smarty.
on that, but I
Mhm.
believe because I remember my sister's friends were at school when he was running, and they're like everyone would hold up signs like vote for Chunk, vote for Chunk.
I'll be like, look, you get my vote, but
Yeah.
first do the truffle shuffle.
Gotta
Go
with what
on,
you
do
got,
it.
You know. Mhm.
Oh, this is the highest grossing
Playoff
film of Warren
streaks.
Beatty's career, which is kind of surprising, but
And sad.
and sad. What are you up to, Warren? What are you doing right now?
Come back. He was handsome too.
He was. I was like, what's the last thing I've seen him in? Bulworth? I have no idea.
I don't know a lot of his
Filmography.
I don't know his career as well as I should. I know I hear his
Yeah,
name
Bonnie
a
and
lot.
Clyde. Did you ever see Bonnie and Clyde?
No, I
Oh, you got to
didn't.
see that. That's a
No.
really good one.
Who's Bonnie? Bonnie.
Um, Gosh, why can't I think of her name? It's off the top of my tongue right now. I see her. Faye Dunaway. There we go.
Oh,
I feel like
okay.
this is an impromptu schmodown.
Oh,
now.
great,
Yeah.
great. And be like, I can't write it down. I'm done. Mm-hmm. This is a good one. Al Pacino stated that Madonna flashed him during rehearsals for this movie, opening her coat to reveal that she was naked underneath.
Nice.
Pacino joked that when he is old, if he is observed with a smile on his face, it will be because he's recalling this incident.
Nice.
That's
Mm.
good. That's a good one.
Then
Sounds
again,
like
we've
you'd
all
probably
seen
get in
Madonna
trouble.
naked, so it's not
That's
really that
true.
big of
Yeah.
a deal. Like it's
That's
all
true.
over the internet.
Mhm.
That's what she was doing before she started singing.
Yeah. Remember she did the book with Vanilla Ice, you guys. That's all I know.
She had a
about that
book with Vanilla Ice.
Yeah, her book
I'm
was called
sorry.
like Sex, right? And it was
Sex.
all like
Oh,
Menchie's,
that's right. I didn't know Vanilla Ice did
lovers
it.
Or like Vanilla. She was.
I thought you
lovers
just said
with Vanilla
Menchie's.
Ice.
I'm sorry. Back up
It was
just a
her
second.
covered in frozen yogurt.
Yes.
but it's kosher. It's fine.
It's fine, guys.
She was lovers with Vanilla Ice. Are
Yes.
you joking
This-
me right
she
now?
was lovers
Say
with
Madonna
everyone.
Okay.
Vanilla Ice.
Oh
With
man,
Sean Penn, who
guys.
she's still in love with.
Wow.
She talks about him in his concerts and says she's like he's still the love of her life or something. I don't know why I follow Madonna's past lovers, but I do.
Hmm.
So there you go. This is the
Interesting.
movie that I was talking with someone about this, and they were like, "Oh yeah, that's the movie where Al Pacino started yelling and he's never stopped."
Yep.
Yeah.
He was like, I want to be a dramatic actor. Just increase the volume.
Yeah,
Hmm.
just yell it a little bit.
It's the
And-
Dick Mundy School of Acting.
And what came next? The Devil's Advocate.
Mm.
Who did it? Little me. That's from the movie,
Wow.
you guys.
That was good.
That was a really good Pacino impression. I know.
I really hope the Rocky impressions are better than that one.
But we're gonna get there.
Yeah,
we're gonna get there. That's
I'm
all I
really
got for
excited
Dick
to see
Tracy.
this.
I did. Oh, you know what? When I was a senior in high school, I had a. I was the captain of the dance team, so I was allowed to do a solo because only the captains can, and so there were 3 of us.
Show off.
And I wasn't a good dancer though. I was a good like person. That's why I was the captain. So my
They're like,
dance,
"She's nice."
Yeah.
she's kind of
really
got her
good
shit
hair.
together.
Her
Maybe we should
eyebrows
have
are
her.
really good. We're gonna
She's a good leader. But my routine was to More from Dick Tracy.
Nice.
So
See,
there
this
you
was a
go.
very important film for you.
It was apparently my senior year of high school, 1999.
I did Counting Crows.
Did you? Which one?
Colorblind.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
I like it. How'd you do?
I won. I won state champion.
I cried at
Nice.
the end of mine.
You cried at the end of your dance solo.
This is not just about dance. This is also about acting and emotions.
And makeup.
It's modern dance. That
Or
is the
just
ultimate
teenage
modern
sadness.
dance. Mm,
Modern.
that as well. All right, let's move it over to our next movie, which
Alright.
is Bridesmaids, which came out May 13th, 2011. You
Okay.
want to go over the synopsis for this?
Sure. I would
Great.
love nothing better. It's a competition between the maid of honor and a bridesmaid over who is the bride's best friend, threatens to upend the life of an out-of-work pastry chef. This movie, it's been endlessly quoted in every girl group, sorority house. This came out
Hmm.
when I was in college, so
Okay.
it was the height of like quoting this fucking cookie and like tastes fresh or whatever. You know, like we
Yeah.
quoted it every single day. Like
It
every
was
text
your
message.
generation's Mean Girls.
It was my generation's Mean Girls. Yes, it was absolutely. And Mean Girls
Interesting.
came out. I was like 14, so that was like the teenage version
Mm-hmm.
of Bridesmaids, which we couldn't shut the fuck up about this movie, and it's great. It's fantastic.
Interesting. This is the first movie I took my daughter to
Wow.
Oh, that's nice.
because let's back it up a second. She was like, I don't know, 6 months old. Well, in May.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So
About
she's not
She
gonna
didn't
re-
know what was
5 months.
happening.
She was
she's
5
not
months
gonna
old.
remember the Melissa McCarthy with the steamy undercarriage.
No.
Yeah.
This is they
That's like
have
Mom of
a
the year.
mommy and me movie, so it wasn't like a
Oh,
regular movie that I
cool.
was just bringing a young kid to because that's stupid.
Mhm.
But it was a mommy and me movie, and they show like movies for moms, obviously, and then you can just they kind of like make the lights not completely off. They like lower the lights, and they have an area for you to like change, like a changing area if you
Oh,
need to change your
that's
baby.
nice.
And yeah, and they
You're
do
like, so the bathroom scene felt really authentic because you could smell the shit.
That's right.
Like
Smell-o-vision.
shit in the street, and then all the babies were shitting in their diapers.
They're like,
Everyone's
brilliant
relating.
idea.
Yeah,
Mhm,
mhm.
mhm.
Everyone's relating to the character.
Actually, no, this was her second film because the first one I went to was Adjustment Bureau when she was like
Oh, with Matt
little,
Damon
little.
and Emily
Mhm.
Blunt.
Yes.
Mhm.
This was the one where I figured out how the Mommy and Me movies worked, and I like went to the front row, set out a blanket, like put her down on it, and had her toys and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, that's how you do it.
How big is the theater? If you've got to
It's
have
pretty
room
big.
For like
It's pretty big.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. I've never. Can I go and then I'll just be your baby for the day?
Sure.
And you can feed me and burp me. I'll lay down in a blanket. I'm chill with.
Some
all
places
of that
won't
stuff.
admit you unless you have a child.
I'm gonna
Steal
steal a
one,
baby.
it's
fine.
But
I will
If
steal
you
it.
Like,
asked
I
a
have
woman
this
on the
cabbage patch-
if you
you
asked a new
could-
mom on the street if you could
Mhm.
borrow her baby for an hour and a half, she'd be like, "Take
yeah,
it."
you could
Please.
probably
Go
just
on a
put
froyo.
a Cabbage Patch Kid in some sort of front carrier, and no one would know.
Yeah. Then how small can
Cover
you
it.
look?
Oh.
I think I can pass for like a solid 2.
Okay. Good,
Okay,
good, good,
great,
good.
Okay.
great.
You'd have to shave.
It's actually this
That's
small,
why
you
I
guys.
don't.
So now we pass for 4 with unshaven. That's how that works.
This was like the highest R-rated female comedy.
Yeah.
Or highest grossing R-rated female comedy of all time.
Yeah, it was,
pretty
and it was
solid.
written by Kristen Wiig and Annie Mamolo. I don't know how to say her name,
Annie
but
Mommy.
good job. I didn't like this as much as everyone else did, but I
Oh.
liked it. I was just okay.
And that was the
I was
day
just
Brienne and
okay.
I stopped being friends. No, there were parts of it. I liked it the first time I saw it much more, and then I feel like the comedy, like it's not one of those movies I can rewatch over and over and over again.
Yeah.
If it's on in the background and I'm doing other stuff, great. But I did initially like it a lot when I saw it. I just felt like I was in the right time in my life, and now that I am
Right.
engaged now,
Yes, congratulations.
thank you. It's definitely much more relevant in my life now
Mhm.
because like my friends are already starting to do some of this stuff.
Fun.
And I could
Shit in the
care-
street?
Yes. Well, my friends have been shitting in the streets since forever.
Since grade
Who
school, you
isn't-
guys.
It's kind of a requirement to be friends with me, actually.
Well,
You're only cool if you shit in the street. But I feel like they've started competing and they've started like putting their 2 cents in. And like my
Mhm.
LA friends
mm.
are like kind of like talking crap about my Florida friends. And my
Oh,
Florida
oh
friends are talking
no.
crap about
Oh,
my LA
no.
friends.
What's gonna happen to me?
So it's gonna be like,
Versus-
oh yeah,
oh dang,
it's gonna
it.
be intense.
Oh man.
That
I
does
can't
suck.
wait because I'm so not dramatic. I'm not the dramatic type. I'm like, you
Mhm.
bitches fight it out.
Here are the
That'll keep it
colors. You figure this out.
Exact. I'm like such a low made bride. I just want to be. The only thing I'm having problem with right now is I'm trying to find a place that like allows a full bar.
Oh yeah.
Really? That's
Yeah.
hard?
Yeah, now it is. They just want people to have beer
And wine.
and wine
That's
Oh.
stupid.
because they don't want people to get
Ooh.
trash. And I'm like,
That's the whole
You're
point.
like,
of
sorry,
this
I want to
is-
be blackout retarded by the time
Yeah.
I'm done getting married.
The best weddings
Hmm.
I've ever been to, all of them have had open bars.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
of
that's
course.
the only reason. Like everyone just got too turned and was like, we had another wedding at the end of the
Yeah.
night because like
We're just
someone
gonna
else
end up
got fucked
throwing. We're just gonna end up, and it's like almost like we're throwing a kegger at this
Mhm.
point because Cody's like
Mm.
the dude that, just wants to invite everyone.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's like, oh yeah, like we're gonna like, we're gonna like
invite my
you
dry
totally can
cleaners.
come. You're
and-
like, we're gonna like say some shit for like 15 minutes to each other, and then like it's just gonna be a party. We're all gonna get wasted.
Just get jello shots, body shots.
Yeah, I'm sure if you guys hit him up on Twitter, he'll invite you to my wedding.
I'm gonna DM him right now and be like, Cody, you've been on my show. We obviously have a connection. Jen loves me. I'm her replacement friend. Brienne's out.
Mhm.
I'm in. Let's do this.
What? We're supposed to go together.
But yeah,
Okay. You're always
Yeah.
my date to everything.
Yes.
This is true.
that's the
Mhm.
best. But
Mhm.
yeah, I did enjoy this movie the first time I saw it. I thought
John
I actually
Hamm.
think that was the most likable film Melissa McCarthy's been in, honestly.
I think so too.
She was nominated for an
Yeah.
Oscar for this movie.
Mhm.
Rightfully so.
I love that.
I
Mhm.
liked her in this movie. I haven't liked her in much since, but
Mhm.
except for
That spy
her
was good.
SNL bits lately.
Yes.
Mhm. Oh,
She
yeah.
was pretty good in this movie called The Nines. Have either of you heard of it?
No.
what's that?
Ryan Reynolds is in it. It's
Oh, then I
it's
need to
kind
see
of a
it.
weird. It's weird. I can't even describe the plot to you, but he's like
But it's direct to
simultaneously
video.
3 people at once.
It's multiplicity, but with Ryan Reynolds.
but then she is also 3 people. It's weird.
we don't need that.
The Nines,
Okay.
guys. The Nines.
Check it out.
She based her look for Bridesmaids off of Guy Fieri. Is what she said. like the chef or the
Uh-huh.
critic from Dance Drivers, whatever.
That's interesting.
Yeah, and it makes sense too. She's kind of dressed in those like button-up bowling shirts like he
Okay.
wears, and like pants. She has the hat.
But then the random wrist injury.
Yeah, that's right.
Like-
I think she genuinely just had a wrist injury, maybe.
And they were like, you can work it in. It's fine.
Yeah, totally.
It says to date, this movie is the most financially successful Judd Apatow production.
Oh,
You know
really?
why?
Really?
Because he didn't direct it.
Because it's one of the
Or write
only
it?
films that isn't about miserable people.
That's true.
Like, think about a lot of the other
I
films
don't
he's
like
made.
Judd
They are about
Apatow
miserable
movies.
people.
I mean,
I
I
like
will
Knocked
state
Up.
that on this podcast.
Like-
I've always wanted to like his films, but there came a time where I was like, I'm done with him. I'm done.
They got a
I've
little.
never liked
you know what I
him.
bet it is? I bet they got too real for you.
Maybe
I bet they got too real for you.
They
You
could
saw
have. I
Knocked Up and
forget.
you were like, "Yep, that's
I
it."
think that may have been the last one I watched. No,
Really?
I watched Funny People, and I was like, no, this
I
is
didn't
not
like
funny.
People. I didn't like
The
that one at
title
all.
is misleading.
Yeah.
So
Unfunny
I
People.
think that was when I was done, and I had seen all of his stuff before then.
Yeah.
I was just like, I can't.
Yeah.
I
Paul
don't get
Feig
it.
directed
Yes,
Bridesmaids.
Paul
Mhm.
Feig also in Heavyweights.
Oh yeah.
Yes,
Oh yeah.
I love that movie. I just watched it the
Heavyweights
other
is
day.
great.
I watched it the other day, and I was like, I need to be watching movies that like I haven't seen, so that way I'm more knowledgeable for movie
What's the fun in
trivia. And
Mhm.
then I see Heavyweights is on Netflix, and I was like,
It is.
too bad. I'm watching Heavyweights. And there was a Heavyweights question in the Schmodown
Oh.
for John Roca, and he got it wrong.
What was the question? Do
It
you
was
remember?
Ben Stiller plays Tony Perkis, who is a health fitness guru in which
I
film?
would have guessed it was Dodgeball.
That's
Yeah.
the misleading part, right? But I think it said like a director of a camp or something
Oh,
something to
okay.
make it a little bit different than Dodgeball.
Mhm.
Heavyweights.
All right.
Also,
it out.
also great. All right.
Super cute.
Shall we go on to our links?
We shall.
We started with Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. We went to movies where there is a blonde female lead with Dick Tracy, as well as Bridesmaids, because Kristen Wiig's hair is blonde in that. Although I think she's normally brunette or redhead. I have no idea what her natural state of
She's
blonde.
hair color.
Well,
Okay.
She's pretty blonde. She's like
Yeah.
goldeny blonde.
And now we are going to link off of those films. Do you want to go first, Jen, or do you want us to go first?
guys go
Okay,
first.
we're going to link off of
I'll redeem myself later.
Bridesmaids. Okay, we're going to link off of Bridesmaids. Stacy, you want to go?
I do. I would love,
Excellent.
again, nothing more.
Our link is movies that have weddings.
Yes.
Yes.
Now, I went, despite all the fun and adventure and comedy that's been today, I went with the super dramatic pick, Rachel getting married.
Yes.
You guys,
it is
fun
very
little
dramatic.
They
banger
should
of a
just call
movie.
that 2.5 hours of Anne Hathaway
cry?
smoking cigarettes and crying.
Crying with like that highlights.
Exactly.
For those of you who have not seen it, a young woman who has been in and out of rehab for the past 10 years. Again, really fun, you guys.
Mhm.
Returns home for the weekend for her sister's wedding. It came out in 2008. It was directed by Jonathan Demme, who did my favorite movie of all times, The Silence of the Lambs. He just did Ricky and the Flash a while back. Philadelphia, The Manchurian Candidate, the remake with
Denzel.
what's his face with Denzel. And it's got Anne Hathaway in it,
Told
Bill
ya.
Irwin, Anna Devere Sith, Rosalind Ruff, Rosemary DeWitt, Tuned, Adabudabun.
You can just stop there.
all those
Yeah.
people.
All you have to say.
It's okay.
Fantastic cast. Sebastian Stan, random guest at the wedding with a bow tie. Looks super cute in it. I think he made a speech, but like not really. I wasn't really paying attention. I can't really focus when he's in it. And it was written by Jenny Lumet, who is the daughter of Sydney
Lumet.
Lumet, excuse me. Oh God, I'm a fucking idiot. Who is
Like
the daughter of Sydney Lumet. Tarjay. I'm just fancy,
Yeah.
you guys. Daughter of Sydney Lumet, who directed, of course, 12 Angry Men, which we just talked about in our last episode.
Yes,
So
did you watch
linking
it?
up again. Nope, not
Okay,
yet.
gotta
Not
watch that.
yet. I'm gonna get on my mom, I promise.
All right, great. Thanks.
Mm-hmm.
I brought this movie up, Rachel Getting Married, when your fiance Cody was on film therapy because
Oh.
he had a little trouble understanding how the show worked. And I said, here, I'm going to give you an example. And I said, so I got to the part where it was like, give a movie that or a scene from a film that triggers a memory. Maybe it's painful, maybe it's happy. And so I said, all right, here's mine. Rachel Getting Married, like as a whole, triggers memories for me because it's my family. Like I'm not in the film and neither is my mom, but my two sisters and my dad are in the film. And like my sister is Anne Hathaway. The other sister is the one that's getting married.
Mhm.
And then obviously the dad in the movie. And I was like, so because we deal with that and we deal with addiction in our life, like when I watch this, it's very real for me.
Mhm.
So yeah, there's Rachel getting married.
My reason that I like this film is because I don't have any of those experiences in my
Oh,
real
great.
life. I
She's
don't
like, bring on the darkness, guys.
No, really though, I don't have. I mean, I have a few like kind of distant cousins that have been to rehab and stuff, but I don't have anyone close to me that is any kind of addict. At least not that I know of, not that we've really talked about. So this movie for me is kind of a glimpse into something that's super difficult to deal with and that affects your entire life and everyone around you and can break your family or bring it back together, and it's just kind of always something that you have in your life. So I like movies that I can kind of figure out what that's like because it's just so foreign to me. So that's why I
Yeah.
like this movie, and it's just really good acting by everyone involved.
Yeah,
Right.
amazing. It's definitely one of those Oscar baity type
Oh, for
films,
sure.
though.
Like Let's Cry and as
Exactly.
you said, like Smoke, and you know
Want an Oscar?
there's like
You
children.
got to shed at least a couple tears.
Yeah,
Put them in a jar.
you gotta be like
Bring
Make a
them with you to the
List.
Oscars.
There's car accident. There's all the little Oscar clickbaity
Exactly.
thingies are in there.
Oh, addiction? Yes.
Yes. My favorite
Actresses
addiction
are always
movie-
like, we're going to not go with makeup this time.
yeah,
No makeup. I want to do a
Just
film
gonna
with no makeup. And I'm like, please
natural
don't.
it out. Yeah,
Be the
don't
prettiest
do it.
addict you can.
It does remind me a lot of 28 Days, the Sandra Bullock one, but
Okay.
it's not as that film is obviously not as dramatic as this one. This one's fucking real, and that one's like kind of the squeaky clean version.
Like,
of
yay,
rehab.
I'm gonna get sober now. Yay!
Yay!
Everyone loves me.
Oh my goodness, my package!
I'm
Like,
so
all the little
beautiful
moments, you know?
and clumszy.
Yeah.
Because
Oh no,
that's
I
my
fell out of a
shtick, guys.
tree. I got a little boot. Aaron Eckhart. Oh no, it's not Aaron Eckhart. It's what's his face? Viggo Mortensen, right?
So lost right now.
I forgot who's in it. It's Viggo Mortensen. That's right. They're interchangeable, you guys. That's Rachel getting married. I didn't have a lot to say about it,
Nice.
but it has getting married in the title, and I was like, that's
Perfect.
the movie.
I'm doing Father of the Bride.
Yay,
Just came out
fun.
December 20th, 1991. Directed
That
by
movie makes me
Charles
tear up.
Shire. Oh, it's a great movie. I love that it's a remake. I've never seen the original. I should probably put that on my list.
I watch it sitting in my plastic surgeon's office every time.
Oh.
And the
Wait,
wait is
every
so, yeah.
Do they
The
have it
wait is
on?
so long. I've actually watched it in a loop before.
Oh, wow.
No way.
It's so
That's
sad.
amazing.
It's so sad.
You're like, how many times
I keep
will I
tearing
watch
up in
this
the I keep
movie?
tearing up in the lobby, and they're like, "It'll be in just a minute." I'm like, "I don't care. It's so beautiful."
The scene when he's moving
It's
the
so
cars,
sad.
it's great.
It's so
When
sad.
he's moving the car.
Yes, that's fun.
And he misses like pretty much the rest of the wedding. Always a good time. Starring Steve Martin, Diane Keaton, Kimberly Williams. This was Kimberly Williams' first film. Martin Short, Kieran Culkin, George Newbern, and B.D. Wong. It was made for $20 million and made $89.3 million at the box office. Apparently, Kimberly Williams and George Newbern were filmed in a series of like Hallmark card commercials as a couple, like following
yeah,
this
I saw
because
that.
people
It's
loved
weird.
it so much that they're like, let's put them in the commercial together. Let's sell some greeting cards for the
Super-
holidays.
She's super adorable.
She is.
I love her.
You never know what's going to spin off from a movie. Like
Yeah.
Matthew
Mhm.
McConaughey is doing those car commercials now, and I feel like he's
Yeah.
so high in those commercials where they're like, everyone loved him in Dazed and Confused. Let's give him
Yeah.
a
Let's
vehicle.
get him to
Do it.
sell this Cadillac
Give him
for
a
us.
vehicle and let him sit there. And
Yeah.
He was
roll
great
boogers.
on Unsolved Mysteries. Now he's going to be a big star, and
Yeah.
then he's going to sell Cadillacs.
Stop nonsense on True Detective, you guys.
I saw this was one of the movies that I remember watching on Christmas Day. So when I must have been 10 at the time. So growing up, like going to a movie on Christmas Day, not a lot of people did it. Like now it's like everyone goes on Christmas
Yeah, because
Day.
no one wants to be with their family.
Yeah.
No.
So before, not a lot of people did it. And I remember us seeing this film, and that's probably the first one I remember seeing. There's a few others that, like, beyond that, I remember seeing, but this was the first one that I was like, I remember watching that with my parents. And it was great.
It was beautiful.
And then we saw the second one too, also on
Oh,
Christmas
I
at some
liked
point.
part 2 with
I
the babies.
didn't
you
like it as
guys.
much.
Old Diane Keaton is pregnant with her young daughter.
She's probably my age.
Was she's like
Oh,
45 in the movie?
I don't
think?
remember.
I just remember thinking like that can't happen. Like I was super
No.
confused about the
Well,
whole
it can.
physics of it. I was like, she's too old, you guys. Like I
Mhm.
didn't understand. You know, I was like 10 and I didn't get it.
I didn't
but-
understand the age difference in Father of the Bride of like her brother and her. I was like, that's a really big age difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's unfortunate.
Aren't they like 10 years apart or something?
It seems like it, at
Yeah.
least, because
Oh.
she's like, what, 23 or 24? I don't know. What They may say it in the movie. And
The
I'm
brother
probably
was
wrong.
definitely an oops.
Oh, yeah,
Right?
for
He's
sure.
like 8 or something.
They're
it
like, we
seemed.
didn't even think these parts worked anymore.
They were there goes our retirement boat.
Mhm.
That's he was that.
Have
kid.
either of you
Damn it,
been to the
18 more
house in
years.
Pasadena, the actual house?
No.
I have been to the house. Because there's, and I've said it before, there's like a driving tour of
Do they do weddings there?
Pasadena. I don't think they do weddings.
Oh
at
my
that
god, I
time,
would
but
die
maybe,
if I got
maybe
if I
they
could get
do.
married there.
And I think it recently sold, but I could be wrong about that. But
If you own that house and you're not having weddings there,
What are you
shame on
doing?
What are you
Listen
doing?
it should just
Exactly.
be for weddings.
Airbnb that shit.
Schlubs like us would pay all of our salaries to be
Take
able
all
to,
of our money.
yeah, all of it. All
I
of
give
it.
you all the dollars.
So you can go by that house. You can go by other places. I remember like places that were filmed for Beverly Hills Cop, places
Yep.
filmed for Liar Liar, Back to the Future. And what's funny is when you get to the Back to the Future street, which is like a full on like they used the entire street. Like there are signs that are like no parking for Back to the Future like tours or something like that.
Like,
But
no.
yeah, you can buy this audio well, it was a CD. I'm sure you could probably just download it now, like to do the drive, and then the guy tells you where to start, and then you like go to that location, and then you follow his voice. It's
People
kind
get
of hilarious
pissed off because everyone's driving 88 miles an hour in this neighborhood. They're like, there are children here.
drive like your kids live here. Steve Martin's character George Banks was named after the character in Mary Poppins.
Mhm.
What do you know? Now you know. The
How about
more
that?
you know. And Phoebe Cates was offered the role of Annie Banks, but she had to decline it because she was pregnant at
What?
the time.
Sucker.
So sucks for her. That's all. That's all I
love
got.
this
That's all you got?
'Cause
Yay,
when
I
I get
loved it.
married, my dad's gonna react the same way. Like every
What?
time, just
Tear
like
up, but
freaking
then
out.
tear up when he gets the bill.
Mhm, yeah,
I
and
love
just
the
freaking out like you're
scene.
too young, you can't do this. What are you do? Like he
My
reacts
dad's
that
Yeah.
way
the
that I'm like
exact
dating
opposite right
someone.
now. My dad's like, please get off my payroll. He's like, please. He's like, find someone. He's like, you still haven't found anyone yet. So when I got engaged, like he couldn't have been happier.
He's like,
I
"Thank
think he
God."
was happier than I was. He's like, so when do you go on your own
Freedom.
insurance again?
The one other thing I wanted to say about this movie, my favorite scene is them playing basketball. And
Yeah.
Cute.
I think that was it. Gosh, I had something else, but I lost it. My head just doesn't
It
think
happens.
straight anymore.
It happens.
Oh, and he makes her the little tennis shoes, her like
Mhm.
wedding tennis shoes. Oh, there's so
Mm.
many little moments in this. It's so cute. This movie.
I would never wear those tennis shoes, but that's really cute.
You heartless monster.
Well, my dad doesn't make sneakers, so I think it's
That's true.
okay.
true.
But when I got engaged, I wanted to send my dad this DVD. And then once I found out I was pregnant, I wanted to send him the second one. But I never did either of those things. But the thought was there.
Again, the heartless monster.
That's right. All right. So there we have it.
That's
Yep.
So we went from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. Then we went to movies with a blonde female lead with Dick Tracy, as well as Bridesmaids. Off of Bridesmaids, Stacy and I linked it to movies with weddings in them, with Rachel getting married and Father of the Bride. And now Jen is going to link off of Dick Tracy to something.
Okay, so I am going to link off Dick Tracy using movies with Oscar winners in supporting roles.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay, so Al Pacino in Ocean's 13.
nice.
I do like Ocean's 13.
Yeah.
I'll skip 12
Yes.
Everyone
I think
and
we
go
all
to
did.
13.
I like
Yes.
12.
I like to
liked
hate
it.
on 12
I
on this
liked it.
podcast as often as I possibly can.
I know.
That's like my goal.
Yeah.
I hate
liked
Ocean's
12.
12. Stupid
liked it.
Fabergé eggs.
I thought
Get
it was
the fuck
good.
out.
No
I
one's
like
no
the
one's
summer
no
stuff.
one's risking going to jail over that shit. They really aren't.
But 13, man, they have to pair up with Andy Garcia. So it's like we're with the guy that we stole from originally. Now we're gonna team up
Whoa!
with him to take someone else down. I like that premise, kind of like the Fate of the Furious.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm very
So you liked
excited.
I
for
was
that.
actually going to go with a Fast and Furious movie. I was going to find a way, but I was like, I can't do that to myself.
Okay, that's fine. You can do that to us.
Yeah,
But
we
you
love
can't do it
Fast
I
to
was
and
yourself.
trying to
Furious
bring you
style.
different kinds of films than
Okay,
you guys
okay.
normally get.
Mhm.
I was like, oh, they probably get a lot of Die Hard. So
Always. Die Hard's
Not-
always on
not
the
as much
list.
as you'd think, but we do. Love
I do
Die
love
Hard
me
in
some
this
Die Hard.
household.
I love me some
Mhm.
Jurassic Park.
Mhm.
Even the lesser of those films I still enjoy. I like
Yes.
seeing how much better better but worse the dinosaurs got, because like the guy, it was like always like whoever the CGI guy that was doing the film, it was
Mhm.
always his dramatic interpretation of what a dinosaur should have looked like.
Yeah.
I'm like, they became more
Sure.
bird-like and like with
Mhm.
streaks in their hair and stuff, you know.
They had like
We're
feathers
getting
or something.
highlights. You
Yeah.
know, we're at
So
the
but so yeah,
salon.
I
Some
definitely
lowlights.
I went with Ocean's 13. I just think it was so cool in Dick Tracy. Like I said, you don't realize, like I forgot how many people were in that film, and some of them were in
Right.
such great makeup
Mhm.
that like
Mhm.
I didn't realize it was him. Like I didn't realize Dustin Hoffman was Mumbles until I was much older,
Right.
obviously. And I was like, "What?" It was like a revelation. I was
They
so
would it. They
yeah.
would it.
Oh my
They
god,
would it.
IMDb changed my life that night. You've no
IMDb is
idea.
I love
great.
IMDb.
Thank you for
So-
existing.
Spend hours reading trivia.
So my second film that I linked off of
Mhm.
was for Dustin Hoffman,
Okay.
Okay.
and it was Meet the Fockers.
Oh, nice.
I like Meet the Fockers.
He's great in that movie
I
because
love
he reminds me so much of my future father-in-law.
Oh.
Like probably on like some quaaludes, just having a good time, definitely some weed.
Mhm.
Like he's the guy that like you've got to talk into wearing sleeves and shoes so you can get into places. Like that's who he was in
Uh-huh.
that movie to me.
I also love Barbara Streisand in this as
Wonderful.
well.
A
She's
sex
incredible.
therapist.
We
Yes.
need more of her. Where is she?
I don't know.
Babs.
She did
She's doing the whole singing thing
she did
again.
like the
Still?
road trip.
Yeah,
That's
she's
good.
doing the singing thing for the gays.
Oh wait.
Okay.
Have you guys seen it's the like the video for she did that album where it's like actors who sing?
Yes.
So it's like
Hmm.
Seth MacFarlane and Hugh Jackman, like not
Oh.
singers, but like actors who also sing. And they do like an intro video for it. And it's all the actors talking about how honored they are to do this with Barbara Streisand. And you can tell the producers sat them down and was like, can you just talk about how much you can't believe that you get this opportunity? And then it's just an amazing thing. And so every time they're like, I couldn't believe that Barbara wanted me. Like every single actor in a row is like,
That's hilarious.
I told my wife and she was like, no way, or whatever.
Mhm.
That's a really bad Australian accent for Hugh Jackman's wife. But you could just tell that it was like really, really staged, the reaction. Just wanted to throw
Interesting.
that out there. Barbara Streisand.
Barbara Streisand.
Barbara
Actress. Amazing.
Streisand. I love that if you see her on a talk show or anything, they have a soft lens behind her.
Always.
Always. Like
What's
that's
a soft
required.
lens?
Like
What's
it's fuzzy behind her. So she
Oh.
like pops.
that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
That's so if you
It's the exact opposite.
supposed-
It's the exact
Mhm.
opposite of what they do to Sarah Jessica Parker. They put the
They're
soft
like the
lens in
hard
front.
lens.
Oh,
Okay.
jeez.
Poor Sarah
No, it's
Jessica
the
Parker.
truth. That whole
Uh-huh.
the whole second Sex in the City movie was shot with this lens where I'm like, Jesus, I thought I needed glasses after that
Yeah.
movie. It was so blurry.
Huh.
They all look very, very fuzzy.
I was
Interesting.
like, oh, this soft focus got a little liberal, but it's fine.
She also Barbara has her colors that she does, and she will literally paint, like she went
Like a
on Oprah's-
microphone, yes.
She went on
Oh,
Oprah's
that's
thing,
right.
and she painted her mic white.
Where'd you get that white
Yeah.
microphone? I
No,
painted
she
one of
painted on my
yours.
mic. Oh, I painted one of yours. That's a Kathy Griffin bit. If you guys haven't seen it, it's hilarious. And yeah, she'll just
'Cause
like
those
she'll fuck up
women-
your whole set.
I-
She doesn't care.
Oprah
She's
and Barbara
Streisand.
Streisand in the same room, that's way too much power. Wait,
So
those
much.
I
ladies
love
will
it.
take
So much
over the
energy.
world.
Yeah.
They
You know,
should.
everyone just like imploded. Like everyone that was in the room, just like they're
Mhm.
dust now. Like they don't exist.
Can you
anymore.
imagine
It's
if
too much.
Oprah ran for president and then Barbara Streisand was her running mate?
Oh,
I think it would be out of control. Out of
Yeah.
control.
Oh my gosh.
They were like, who's gonna perform? And she's like, duh.
It's Barbara.
We don't need to outsource this. No, no.
It's my VP. You guys. Vice
What
president.
movie were we talking? Oh, Meet the Fockers.
Oh yeah, Meet the
Meet the
Fockers.
Fockers though was a
Who
really
cares?
funny movie. I think I actually liked it more than the original. Is that
Really?
I
weird?
liked it a lot too, and I like that the baby's older,
Mhm.
and that
What was it?
Milk.
yeah, I guess it was really hard to do all those signs because, like, babies are babies.
Mhm.
What?
So it was really hard to get a kid to do all those signs at the same time.
I can't even learn sign language like that.
You know what? That kid's getting paid more than we are,
Of
so
course.
you can learn some sign
Where
language.
is that
Little
kid
asshole.
now?
You
What's
can- oh,
going
you can
on,
sign,
Ben?
Oh, good
Can
for
you just tell us?
I could teach you.
Oh, you
Oh.
can teach
I can
me.
teach
I'll
you
teach you
sign
one right now.
language.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm kidding.
For
I'm
those
kidding. I love
Wow.
you, Ben.
listening,
I love you, Ben.
Rude.
I'm
Stacy just
sorry.
flipped off Ben. For those listening,
Ben's crying now.
Don't
Hmm.
cry for me, Argentina.
that
Wrong
was
movie.
that was
I
Evita.
just
with
wanted
that
to
was
help.
a, yeah. Mhm.
not
That was
Barbara
Madonna.
Streisand.
Yeah.
I know it was Madonna. It
She was
referencing
linking back to Dick Tracy.
Linking
Okay,
back.
great. Let's close it on up then.
Okay, all
My
right.
goodness.
All right.
Anything else we want to say about Meet the Fockers before we close it?
It was good. It was fun. I really
Mhm.
enjoyed the the brisk soup
Wait, what was
Oh,
the
with
rest
the
of soup?
where
belly,
Oh, with the
his
belly thing.
umbilical.
no,
yeah,
where his
no,
it was
oh, that
his
wasn't fun.
foreskin. It
Oh,
wasn't
that's
an umbilical
right.
cord.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
the little
that's
pee-pee.
frightening. That's
yeah.
frightening.
They're like,
That's
your
even
foreskin.
worse.
They're like, tastes different.
What was it? Hall of Fokker. It was like all of his little third
Wall
place
of
awards.
Fokker?
Wall of Fokker.
Maybe that's it.
I feel like it was Hall of
Mhm.
Fame, Wall of Fokker,
Mhm,
something like that.
mhm.
I liked that. That reminds me of my parents. Like every award I got, every blue ribbon, every participation,
Yeah.
whatever, it's all displayed.
That's nice. I usually took mine apart because I just didn't care.
Really?
Yeah, like I would take my
Heartless
trophies apart.
monster.
I wanted to know what they were made of. Like as a kid, like a soccer
Mm-hmm.
trophy. I'd be like, "What is this? What's going on here?"
They're all chocolate inside. You know that.
Mm.
Oh no, mine are like
Gosh.
up in like the attic somewhere at my parents' house for
Mm.
sure. I don't know why.
I don't know where all mine are. My parents are. They don't
That's
care
a
anymore.
mystery. I'm
Yeah.
gonna get back to you guys on that one.
So we went from Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, then we linked it to blonde female leads with Bridesmaids, as well as Dick
Dick
Tracy. Off of
Tracy.
Dick Tracy, you went to Oscar winners in a supporting role with Meet the Fockers, as well as Ocean's 13. And then we went from Bridesmaids to movies with weddings with Rachel getting married, as well as The Father of the Bride. And that is all of our films.
Yay!
Yay! Yay,
movies!
movies. Ah, spirit hands. All right. So now we are going to do what's called movie link tweets.
Oh,
So basically, what I do is I tweet out the first link and see what responses we get back from Twitter. So I said, "What is your favorite film that has a blonde female lead?" And I got Legally Blonde. I'm
Like
just gonna
it?
say the. I'm just gonna say what movies we got back this time because it's
Lots of
a lot
responses.
of people. Legally Blonde, Some Like It Hot, 20th Century Women, Clueless, Tangled,
Love
Grease,
Clueless.
The Babadook, Kill
Ooh,
Bill,
good pick.
Mulholland Drive, Gone Girl, Chasing Amy, Monster, Double
Chasing Amy.
Indemnity, North by Northwest, Adventures in Babysitting.
Ah, I love Adventures in Babysitting.
And Legally Blonde was definitely mentioned a few times.
Mhm.
And now we're going to link it to Kevin Bacon.
All right.
Because
Kevin Bacon.
6 Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah.
You
6
know.
Degrees of Kevin Bacon.
Yeah, I got
Okay.
KB was in Stir of Echoes. Never heard of it.
What?
With Eddie Bo Smith Jr., who was in The Fugitive. I have heard of it. With Harrison Ford, who was in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. So what's Stir of Echoes? What's that?
It's like a horror film.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
remember what
all right.
happens.
Random little things.
I
Just
remember.
one of those.
Yeah.
Okay, what happens? Do you know?
In Stir of Echoes. That's wait. Where's the notes?
It's just
Just so that I can. Oh yeah, he was in
with
Stir
Eddie
of
Bo
Echoes. I
Smith.
think that was the one with the. Was that the one with the girl that died that he kept like seeing her like death basically?
could
Probably.
I
over.
think that was it. I'm
Hmm.
pretty sure it was one of those ones with a dead girl.
You
But
know.
yeah, but he kept like it was a girl that like had been
Mhm.
suffocated or something. I just remember seeing her face like put down with the.
I
thing
just
across
remember
her-
nails breaking, and I was
Yes,
like, "That's it, Done.
I don't like that. I don't like it. Nope.
Nope, exactly.
Not into it. Not into it. Foxstar backup.
And now it is time for us to do Better with Rocky, where we ask, would Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade be better with Sylvester Stallone as Rocky, as Indiana Jones, played by Stacey Howard? We have one line today.
Just one. Only
Oh,
one,
okay.
you
I was
guys.
gonna like get out of the
Oh,
way.
you're gonna participate. Okay, that's fine.
No, I was gonna get out of the way.
Okay. Move it, people. Salah said no camels. There's 5 camels. Yo, can you count? There we go.
Thank you.
It's
Thank
so
you for
bad
that.
every time.
So
but it's so
bad,
good.
it's good.
It's so good. Mwah.
Mhm.
Just tastes
This
good
is
on
why
your
we
mouth.
do this.
This the whole show. It's the whole reason.
Jen, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much for
Thanks,
having me, guys. It was a
Jen.
lot of fun.
Where can everyone find you?
You guys can find me at Jennifer Sterger on Twitter, on Instagram. I forget what I am on Facebook, but you'll find me. And you can catch me on the Schmodown on
Whoop.
Collider. You
Yeah.
can also see me on, let's see, what's it called? The roast of Captain America on Screen
Oh,
Junkies.
yes, you
I
were
got
Black
to play
Widow.
Black Widow. It was a lot
Mhm.
of fun.
That's super cool.
I really wanted to keep my wig, and they wouldn't let me.
God damn it.
Aw.
fucking
Thanks,
Screen
Andy.
Junkies.
But it was a lot of fun.
But like, we need to recycle this.
Exactly.
You should have just said, I have lice.
I can't give it back.
I have life. Yeah, that's what I'm. That's gonna be my answer now from now on.
Can
And
I
I'd be
keep
like,
this?
Jen keeps getting
No,
recurring
but I have
lice.
lice.
Every time we give her a wig, it's weird.
Ah.
But yeah, it was a lot of fun. So check those things out. I think
Cool.
it's on Screen Junkies Plus, and the other one's on Collider. Getting really excited for the Schmodown
Free-for-all.
Royal Rumble free for
Oh,
all.
I
That's
gotta get
coming
my
up.
outfit
That's coming
together.
up.
I gotta order things. There's so
It's
much
gonna be
going on.
nuts, guys.
Whoa.
Fasten your seatbelts.
I'm excited to figure out how that's going to all work.
I don't know. I'm
They
not
are
gonna prepare
too.
At all. No one knows
We're
what's
all
up.
figuring this out as we go along, and that's
All together.
okay.
It's a
Sometimes
collective
Just like
effort.
life.
Mhm.
So,
Stacy?
You can find me on Twitter at SOHoward2012 and Instagram at Stacey O. Howard and in my living room. But don't go there. Don't like stalk me. It's weird.
That is weird.
Where can we find you?
You can find me all day, every day on Twitter at Miss Movies. I'll be on Screen Junkies News tomorrow. So check that
what?
out. I'm excited. And I don't know, maybe you'll see us on Friday on the Schmodown, maybe? Maybe we'll have a cameo. I don't
Maybe.
know.
I'll
Maybe we
find
won't.
out.
maybe.
I mean,
don't
if they
know
show the
either.
audience. Maybe if they
It's
show
just
the
like-
audience. 'cause
We're
we
just
were in the
gonna
audience.
go
You should watch it.
on screen. We're just gonna like run
Maybe.
up there
I don't know.
and answer questions.
All right.
Watch it.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining
Thanks,
us. We
guys.
will see you next time. Bye. 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 Bye.